Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news. So here we are, folks, and the NFL landscape just got a whole lot more interesting. Rumors are swirling around Pittsburgh, and they're not just idle speculation. There's serious talk about a potential blockbuster move that could redefine the Steelers' offense and honestly shake up the entire AFC. The name that's been floating around the rumor mill is Tyreek Hill, the electrifying wide receiver from the Miami Dolphins. Now, I know what many of you are thinking: Tyreek Hill in Pittsburgh. It might sound crazy at first, but when you look at the details, the timing, and the potential fit, it's hard not to get excited. Adam Schefter, one of the most reputable NFL insiders, recently reported that there's some serious smoke coming out of Pittsburgh. The Dolphins, who are currently 4-6 after Week 11 and struggling to stay afloat in the playoff race, are apparently listening to offers for Hill ahead of the November 4th trade deadline. Miami's season has been a roller coaster, and with about $52 million in dead cap space tied up with Tua Tagovailoa, plus the fact that they're not looking like a real playoff contender right now, it's logical to think they're evaluating their options. The Dolphins are playing in a tough AFC East, and with the season slipping away, it's no surprise they're open to moving Hill if they can get the right package. And what's the package? Well, that's where it gets really interesting. The rumored deal involves a first-round pick in 2026, a third-rounder in the same year, and a conditional second-round pick in 2027 that could turn into a first if the Steelers reach the AFC Championship. That's a bold offer, no doubt, but it speaks to just how much Hill could mean to this team. And let's be real, Hill, despite being 31, is still an absolute missile on the field. In 2025, he's already accumulated 912 yards receiving, an average of 83. 1 yards per game, along with 7 touchdowns, and he's made 19 plays of 20 yards or more. That's game-breaking speed, and Pittsburgh's offense could use that kind of explosive threat. What makes Hill such a game-changer isn't just his speed, but his ability to create separation, force missed tackles, and stretch defenses vertically. According to NFL Next Gen stats, he's averaging 5.4 yards after catch per reception, top in the league, and 361 yards per route run, which places him among the elite at his position. His PFF receiving grade is a stellar 93. And he's generating an expected points added, EPA, per target of 0.44, which shows how efficient and impactful he's been. Last week, in Week 10 against the Patriots, Hill returned from a quad injury that kept him out for Weeks 4 and 5, and he immediately showed why he's still one of the most dangerous receivers in the league. He caught 12 passes for 189 yards and 2 touchdowns, completely dominating the game and leaving defenders in the dust. Now imagine that speed and playmaking ability in a Steelers offense that's been trying to find consistency. With quarterbacks like Justin Fields or Russell Wilson, both of whom the Steelers could target in the future, the addition of Hill could elevate Pittsburgh's offensive game overnight. Pittsburgh's offense is currently ranked around 27th in the league for explosiveness, but with Hill stretching the field and creating mismatches, that ranking could jump into the top 8 almost immediately. His presence would force defenses to respect the deep ball, opening up opportunities for George Pickens and the rest of the receiving core. In terms of projections, NFL Next Gen estimates that acquiring Hill could add over 350 passing yards to the Steelers, total boost EPA per pass by 21%, and increase the team's win expectancy by nearly 5 wins. That's a significant upgrade, and it's hard to ignore the potential impact of such a move. Mentally, you can compare Hill to George Pickens in 2025. Hill's route efficiency is +2. 4 yards per route, with nearly double the separation average, and a 28% higher rate of converting deep targets. That's the kind of receiver who can turn a good offense into a truly elite one. The Steelers currently have about $18 million in cap space for this season, and they're set to have around $62 million available in 2026. That's more than enough to absorb Hill's contract and make this move feasible without breaking the bank. If Pittsburgh manages to pull it off, the odds of winning the Super Bowl could jump dramatically, from +5,500 to +1,700, according to some betting lines. That's a huge swing, and for a team that's been patiently building under Mike Tomlin, a lightning-fast receiver like Hill could be the piece that finally pushes them over the top. Now, let's take a step back and analyze what this could mean for the Steelers' long-term outlook. Pittsburgh has been in a bit of a transitional phase over the last few seasons. The defense remains formidable, with T.J. Watt leading a unit that's capable of carrying the team, but the offense has struggled with consistency and explosive plays. George Pickens has shown flashes of brilliance, but the offense as a whole has lacked the kind of dynamic playmaker that can change games single-handedly. Hill, with his game-breaking speed and reliable hands, could be that player. It's also worth noting how the Steelers' roster is shaping up. They have a solid core of offensive linemen and a good running game, but the passing game needs a spark. Adding Hill would not only give quarterback Kenny Pickett or whoever is under center more options, but also force defenses to dedicate extra coverage, opening up lanes for Najee Harris and the running game. It's about creating a balanced attack that can adapt and strike quickly, something Pittsburgh has been missing at times this season. Of course, there are questions and risks, as with any trade of this magnitude. Will Miami actually trade Hill? And if they do, at what cost? How will the Steelers manage their cap and roster moves to accommodate such a deal? But if the stars align and Pittsburgh can bring Hill into the fold, it could be the catalyst for a deep playoff run, maybe even a Super Bowl appearance. The Steelers have always been about building through smart moves and developing talent, and this could be the kind of bold move that puts them right back in the hunt. We all know that Mike Tomlin's team has a winning culture, resilience, and the ability to adapt. Adding a player like Hill would be a statement to the rest of the league that the Steelers are serious about contending now. It's about making that leap, and sometimes it takes a bold move to do it. Pittsburgh has the cap space, the draft capital, and the motivation. Now it's just about executing the plan and convincing Hill that the Steel City is where he needs to be to chase that elusive Super Bowl ring. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Looking ahead, the Steelers' management has shown they're not afraid to make bold moves if it means upgrading the roster. This potential trade for Tyreek Hill is just the latest in a series of strategic decisions aimed at getting Pittsburgh back to the top of the league. With a talented core, a veteran coaching staff, and a passionate fan base, the Steelers are always in the conversation. The addition of a true game-changer like Hill could be the final piece that cements their status as serious Super Bowl contenders. The AFC North is no longer just about the Ravens or Bengals. The landscape is shifting, and if the Steelers add Hill, they could become the team everyone fears in the postseason. Imagine a defense that's already tough, paired with an offense that's explosive and unpredictable. That's a recipe for playoff success. And Pittsburgh fans, you know how much history and pride is tied to that kind of team. We've seen what Pittsburgh can do when they're firing on all cylinders, and with Hill in the mix, those possibilities only grow brighter. So as we wait and see how this story develops, one thing is clear. If Pittsburgh pulls off this trade, it will be a game changer. The Steelers will be stepping into the next chapter of their legacy, aiming for that 7th Super Bowl ring and reminding everyone why they're one of the most storied franchises in NFL history. Keep your eyes on the news, stay passionate, and get ready for what could be an exciting, electrifying future for the black and gold. And now, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Steelers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news.